She brought divorce papers to a funeral and walked into her own trap. My wife handed me divorce papers at my dad's funeral, right after I'd finished giving the eulogy. The one where I talked about his woodworking, his terrible puns, how he taught me to change a tire when I was 12 and didn't laugh when I stripped the bolts. My voice cracked twice, but I held it together long enough to walk back to my seat. My wife, Clara, was sitting there with her purse in her lap, tapping her fingers like she was waiting for a train. As soon as I sat beside her, she whispered, "We need to talk after this." The service ended. People were hugging me, offering condolences. She tugged my sleeve and pulled me toward the back of the church, behind the last row of pews, about 20 feet from my father's casket. "I think this is actually perfect timing," she said, pulling a manila envelope from her bag. "I want a divorce. Starting fresh during all this makes sense. You'll be dealing with estate stuff anyway." I stared at her. "You're doing this right now?" "I already have an attorney. You'll be served next week, but I wanted to tell you personally, professional courtesy." Something in me went completely still, a kind of cold that goes deeper than anger. "You're right about timing," I said. She actually smiled a little. "I'm glad you're being mature." I pulled out my phone and swiped to a photo. A scanned page from our prenup, the one she'd forgotten existed. The one with the $200,000 infidelity clause she herself insisted on to protect both of us. Her smile died instantly. "Wait, remember this?" I asked quietly. "You wanted it. You said it would keep us honest." A voice came from behind her. "Good afternoon." My attorney, Mr. Kessler, stepped forward in a dark charcoal suit. We'd arranged this 2 days earlier, after the private investigator confirmed the affair. "We're filing a countersuit," he said. "Grounds, adultery. We have documentation of an 8-month affair with your colleague. Hotel receipts, texts, photos, dates, times." Clara's face flushed red. "You had me followed?" "I got suspicious," I said. "You started working late every Tuesday and Thursday. Always the same nights, always the same excuses, always the phone face down." She opened her mouth, but Kessler cut in. "You'll be receiving our filings within 48 hours. The $200,000 penalty will be deducted from your share of marital assets." She clutched my arm. "You're really going to make a scene at your father's funeral?" I stared at her. "You handed me divorce papers at my father's funeral. I'm just matching your sense of timing." Kessler stepped between us and handed her his card. "All communication goes through me from now on." She snatched it and stormed out without speaking to a single person, not even my mother. The PI's report came in fully the next day. She'd been planning this for nearly 2 months. In recovered texts to her affair partner, she wrote, "He'll be too emotional to think straight. We can lowball the settlement." At the preliminary hearing, her lawyer claimed the prenup was signed under duress. Her mother even testified that I'd forced it on her, which was laughable because Clara had insisted on the infidelity clause after her cousin's messy divorce. My attorney presented emails showing Clara initiated the prenup, her lawyer's revisions, 14 hotel receipts, credit card statements, text messages about manipulating me during grief, photos from the PI of her colleague entering a hotel room with her at least a dozen times. The judge read the messages about exploiting my grief. You could feel the room change temperature. Her lawyer attempted one last angle. "He ambushed her at her father-in-law's funeral." I looked directly at the judge. "She ambushed me. I simply had documentation ready." The ruling came down hard. "The prenup is valid. The infidelity clause is enforceable. The $200,000 penalty stands." Her testimony and her mother's contained provable lies, both sanctioned for wasting the court's time. Clara broke down crying. Her lawyer looked shell-shocked. Outside, she tried walking up to me. My attorney blocked her immediately. "No contact," he said. She glared over his shoulder at me. "You've destroyed everything." "No," I said. "You did."